Okay, I've made the transformation of my Chaos Dragon deck. I've now got me Hieratic deck all set up and ready to roll for this recording, so might as well crack straight into this. Word of reminder, this is not what you would consider a typical meta Hieratic deck. It is kind of, how should I put this, unorthodox in a way, because, you know, most players would probably run a playset of Allied Birdman and a playset of Card Car, but I don't have either of those, so I'm basically just going to go screw it, work with what the hell I have, and think of random text to put into the deck. So, the first few cards are obviously stock standard. Your Darkness Metal is pretty basic. You've got your Tev Duets, which are pretty standard. Your Cyber Dragons of the deck, essentially. Then you've got your Sues, of course, always got to play these at 3. I love this because of the back row hate. It just gets shenanigans going so incredibly awesome. It's just the playstyle I like. I like the back row hate pretty much. Then we got the triple ace set, or whatever the hell you're supposed to pronounce it, the normal summon monster of the deck, or at least the primary sort of dragon-like normal summon. Yeah. Just the one of these, one Nebthet, or whatever the hell. Like, the things are weird to pronounce, but oh well, I just work on it. Yeah, just the one, because I kind of have just random stuff in here. Like I said, it's very unorthodox. In before a bunch of hate from people who... the hate starts coming when I show that I've played that. Yeah. Random Hieratic Seal of the Dragon King. I did actually get its effect off a couple of times, so it's not that bad. I mean, evidently, I'm pretty sure it's kind of slow and whatnot, because you got to do the Gemini summon to get it out, but it's been handy so far. Now, for normal monsters, I've got Hieratic Sun Dragon Overlord and White Blue Eyes for me 8s. And my 6s, I have Lost the Dragon and Wattail Dragon. I did consider Curse of Dragon as a level 5 option, but I'm just kind of, nah, I didn't really have the room for it, to be blatantly honest. I do have one Ally Birdman, which I figured I'd play in there because it's always handy. And then for the random tech engine, I've got Divas and Lost Blue Breaker. Basically what I do here is I want to go basically something like drop the Tefnuit, summon the Diva, bust out Lost Blue Breaker, trib the Breaker, blow up an opponent's back row, and then sync with these two. If I don't have Sue in hand, because if I just have a Tefnuit, it's not going to do much. That way, if I open with the Diva, then I actually still have an option to go with. And Breaker can also work for synchro support of its own, like by itself. I do prefer to use it for its back row hate abilities, but of course I can always synchro and exceed with it as well. Spells, Convocation, the standard. Duality, once again, standard. Avarice, because I just feel like recycling shit. 2 MSTs. My playstyle likes to run 3, but I have 2 because I have enough back row hate in the form of Sues and Breaker. So it's not that really necessary for me to run 3 MSTs. Storm, the Dark Hole, and the Reborn standard. Now for the traps, we're starting off with something very rather kind of weird. And that is 3 copies of Hieratic Seal from the Ashes. Now just pointing out, I did pull all 3 of these. And for some reason, it's recognizing the picture of Hieratic Seal from the Ashes as a face. Kind of like how it did the 3 eyes of Sangan. That's kind of weird. It's not a face in the slightest. It's weird. I don't know. But basically what this does is, during the opponent's turn, once, you can send a Hieratic monster from deck to graveyard. Once during your turn, you can return a banished Hieratic monster to your graveyard. And when it's destroyed while face up on the field, then you can special summon 1 Hieratic. Well, it's a mandatory effect. It targets 1 face of Hieratic monster in the grave, and special summons it. So basically, like, if you've got one of those out and you want to storm the field, go ahead. You're gonna plus out of it. One random Hieratic Seal of Reflection. I don't know, just because I can, I pulled it, so I figured I'd run it. 2 Bribes. 2 Bottomless. And Call in Torrential and Mirror, rather. Not Call in Torrential. Okay, that's the main deck done and dusted. Extra deck is, right from the start, it's pretty blatantly obvious what some of the bits are. We've got Heliopolis. We have just our double Gaia Dragon for 7s, because, I mean, what else are you going to play? 6s, I have 2 Atum and a Bouncer. This is pretty much all I really need to get shit going. 5s, I have Tyrus and Adrius. Random wind-up Zen Mines. I can only go into this by dropping Diva, special summoning Lost Blue Breaker, and then bouncing the Diva for Birdman. But the option, simply put, it's situational, but the option is still there. The defensive option is still there. That's pretty much the whole thing. Gachi, because if you run the Divas, you pretty much got to run the Gachi. Synchros, just the Stardust, the Scrap Dragon, 1 Black Rose, Urquiza's, again, can really only go into it using Birdman and Breaker, but of course, you know, Synchroning Support is like the offensive counterpart to Zen Mines, basically, and Magical Android. Just if I feel like going for a 5 using Diva and Breaker. But like I said, I like using Breaker for the back row primarily. I just like to have the options there. Okay, side deck. The Thunder King can kind of hurt me with the convocations and stuff like that, but you know, it's standard sort of side really. Max C's, standard hand trap shenanigans, Veilers, 1 MST, the 3rd MST rather. Lancers are always handy. Smash, because I just like blowing shit up. I'm a demolition man, pretty much. 2 Trap Stun, extra back row hate to an extent, just to make sure they don't go warning shenanigans to stop me from doing my stuff. And 2 Fiendish Chain, just to, I suppose, back up the Veilers. So that's it. That's my, like I said, rather unorthodox Hieratic deck. I am also planning to add an alternative, another form of the deck called Hieratic Destiny. Obviously, it's not exactly something I came up with myself. I mean, I found some deck lists of it on YouTube and thought, you know what, maybe this is worth a crack. The only problem is I'm just lacking in the Miracle Fusion department and the Snowman Eater department, because I want to run a couple of those and make Absolute Zero live. So then, with that done and dusted, what else is there? No, that's about it. If Diva, apparently Diva's been talked about as something to be hit. If it gets hit, I will just drop that whole engine and go with ninjas. Go with the ninja engine, like the Hanzo Super Transformation thing, so I'm not going to really complain too much about that, so yeah, that's it. That's the end of my video. See you for whatever it is that I do next.